Week 1 in the books. Finally came. 4-2. Not bad. Not bad.
Yeah. Good one. I tell you what, boy, Miami let me down. I didn't think. Yeah, I didn't expect that at all. I thought Indianapolis was a team that was in disarray, but boy, Miami,
It's a
wow.
lost cause, it seems like.
Yeah, that was a shocker. I mean, I'm not
No, you
shocked
know
that
what
we
was a
lost.
shocker? The Bears losing. That's what was a shocker.
Yeah, it was a shocker to you.
I would have went 3-0, but no. So,
I was,
last week, I made that face like I was mad at you for picking the Vikings, right? Good pick. Good pick.
yeah, I appreciate it. Again, I don't pick against your team just to pick against your team.
Right?
Do I enjoy the victory if they lose? Well, if I'm on the other side, I do. If I'm not betting on it, I really could care, two shits to be upfront with you. So, but hey, you know what? We're here to share our thoughts
Yep.
on, who you like and who I like. And it's for entertainment purposes. But at the same time, if I tell you a team that I'm predicting to cover or win, I'm putting my money on it.
Yep.
Um, I lost money on the Buffalo game. I didn't predict it, but because of the game, the way it ended, I had Baltimore -1 and, 15-point lead with 4 minutes left in the game. And to lose that game was heartbreaking. It killed a 5-team parlay.
What a great Sunday night, though.
Yeah,
What a
what
way
an
to start the
excellent
Sunday
football.
night.
If you're a fan of football, that was a
Yes.
game.
Instant classic right there.
Yep, yep. And, Buffalo's famous for blowing, leads. I think back to the miracle play against Tennessee, I think it was, where Tennessee I think that was the game, if I'm not mistaken, where they blew a lead against Tennessee. Maybe it wasn't Buffalo. Hell, I don't know. I'm so lost. We have to look. Can you look that up?
Yep, I can look it up.
The Music City Miracle, wasn't it? Was that what it was called?
Let me see.
Music City Miracle. I know it was Tennessee. It was a kickoff or a punt. I can't remember. And they threw the ball
AFC
across.
wildcard game. Tennessee Titans defeated the Buffalo Bills 22-16
That
with
was it.
16 seconds left.
That was it. The miracle or something. What are they calling it?
Yeah,
Music City Miracle, I
Music
believe.
City. Yeah, Music City
Yeah,
Miracle.
yeah, I remember that game. It was he threw that ball across the field, and that guy gone. Anyway, so anything can happen
Yep,
any given
yep.
Sunday. Um, you know, KJ. Before I get into this, I lean right. I'm a Republican. I believe everybody's entitled to their opinion. I'm a Christian. You're entitled to your faith. I send my condolences out to the Charlie Kirk family.
Yeah,
What a tragic situation today. I don't care whether
horrible, man, horrible.
I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. I don't care about your religious beliefs. Nobody deserves to be assassinated and murdered
Right,
for trying to share their beliefs and debate, civilized debate.
right.
Just stunning. In this country, we're sitting here going to predict football games, and that's why we're here, just to talk. And I can tell you that just watching it and seeing it, just so sad to this country where it's at and what's going on. And I pray that the divide ends somehow, some way.
I
That
sure hope so, man.
this this young man, 31 years old, that his life does not go in vain. That somehow, some way, something good comes from it. So hope he rests in peace. It's really sad, but anyway, I'm ready to get started. If you are,
I
um,
am.
I'm going to
I'm
start.
gonna.
You want me to start, or you want to go?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm going to start with tomorrow night's game. The
Oh, okay.
Washington Commanders, which will always be the Redskins to me, but against the Green Bay Packers. And, Green Bay's coming off a nice victory. Good game. They played a very strong game. As you
They
know,
did.
I believe that they're going to take their division. I think if they continue to play that way, they're going to be hard to beat. With that said, I'm not saying that they're going to cover the spread on every single game, but I do believe that they will play a big role into the playoffs this year, and they do have the potential, in my opinion, to go all the way. But with that said, I am going to take the Commanders. I am going to take Washington +3. It did move, so the money has moved it a little bit because it was 3.5, and now it's 3, according to the site that I use.
Yep.
And I can tell you that I think Jaden Daniels is playing great football. I think they also have a pretty strong running game. They rotated between 5 different backs, last weekend, and they had pretty good yardage, with their backs. Ja'Cory Merritt led the backfield with 82 yards. He did a good job, but they had 5 different ball carriers, and I think they've got a strong team um, in the running game and in the passing game, and I think they got a pretty good defense. So just going out there, I'm going to take it. I'm not going to bet it heavy, but I'm going to
Yeah.
take the Packers plus the 3 point. I'm sorry, the Commanders plus the 3 points on Thursday night.
So it's crazy that you picked that game, and because I also am picking tomorrow night's game, and um, as a Bears fan, I hate to say this, but Packers did look good. Of course, they played against Detroit. Here's the thing with Detroit. Detroit held the ball for a long time. I think they had, like, let me look real quick, 35.5 minutes they controlled the ball. 16 minutes in the first half that they had the possession of the ball, they ended up getting a field goal and an interception. So did they play their best? No. But does Green Bay play good at home? Yes, definitely. Does Green Bay have a good team? Yes. Did Michael Parsons help out with their defense? Of course he did. But here's the thing. He had 1 tackle, 1 sack. Okay, so the sack may help, but 1 tackle, 1 sack. I'm not worried about Michael Parsons. Um, I do like Green Bay at home, though. I'm going with the Green Bay +3 on this. I feel that there's a momentum. I know it's only week 1, but the way they played and made Detroit look stupid, I think it carries on to week 2.
You need to correct that. You mean Green Bay -3.
I'm sorry. I looked at yours. Yes, Green Bay -3. I'm sorry. I
Yeah,
was looking at
Green Bay
yours when I wrote yours down.
As I said, the money's moving it because they were giving
Yeah,
up half, so there's some money going towards the Washington side of the ball, or that line wouldn't have dropped.
right.
And this is Jaden Daniels' first time playing at Lambeau Field, so
It's not easy. I mean, he's lucky that he's not playing in December over there.
that's true.
But
Yeah. Yep.
you know,
So, all right. So you're going with the Packers -3, and I'm on the other side with Washington. So that tells
yes,
me one
sir.
of us is not going undefeated
This
again.
time I hope it's me that goes undefeated. So
Yeah. Hey, we started off pretty well. Week 1, 4-2. I mean,
four
you
and
can't.
two. I
Oh,
mean, hey,
that's money.
positive.
That's
So
positive. Yep. Yep.
it's
Who's your second game?
so I'm gonna give it another whirl on this. So last Monday or this past Monday, Bears really disappointed. They're going to Detroit. I'm going with the Bears +6. I'll tell you why. I think that because they're playing against the Lions, Ben Johnson's team, ex team. I think they'll try a little bit harder. I don't know what happened with that game. They had 17-6 lead start of the fourth quarter. I mean, you allow 21 points in the fourth quarter to I'm going to call him a rookie quarterback. McCarthy's first game. Like, I don't know what happened. I'm hoping and I'm thinking that with that meltdown that they carry it to next week and do a lot better. And +6, I mean, I'll take the 6 points. They had close games with Detroit last year in Detroit, so I'll take the 6 points on that. So that's my second pick.
All right.
As long as Caleb Williams, I guess, can find his receivers on time because he missed a lot of opportunities. That game should have been 42-20 or 42-16, but it
Right.
is what it is.
All right. Well, once again, we're going to be on the other side of the ball, um, because I think that the Lions team that I saw play the other night uh, just wasn't, you know, the Lions team that normally shows up. Kind of like the Miami game. I was stunned about it, but I just think the Lions, I know they lost, their coordinators. You got one of them on your side of the ball coaching your team, and Ben Johnson, but I just think that the Lions are going to show up. Um, I'm not sold on your quarterback.
I'm
I'm
not
not
either.
sold. I'm not sold on your whole team. It's just, I think that Detroit was dominating at home. They played well at home last year. They had a 7-2 record at home last year. They just played well. Your Bears team had a rough go at it last year going on the road, and I'm convinced that will continue and that Detroit will cover this. I believe the line moved from 5.5 to 6 now.
It moved to 6. Yeah,
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm going to take Detroit to show up this week, and I'm going to lay the 6 points. And I think that this game won't be as close as a lot of people think it will be. I
and
just
both teams are going to try their asses.
I agree. I agree, but I think Detroit bounces back strong this week to show, you know, I guess I'll say to kind of save face and get the mud off their cheeks from last week. And, Jared Goff is a better quarterback than we saw last week. So I'm going to take Lions -6.
And hopefully, if Detroit wins, they win by 5.
Well, for your sake, I get it, gambling wise, but as a Bears fan, you need to hope that they just win the game. Period.
Yeah, yeah, it's
So
gonna be tough for them. It's gonna be tough.
yeah, I think it's you're kind of like me. I'm a Cowboys fan, and I know there's going to be some challenges, and just I'm going to have to accept reality that there's going to be games that I'm hoping I'm wrong that the Cowboys are going to have some trouble with, and I'll go into my next pick, if you will,
Yep.
while we're here, and I had a toss up here. Looking at my notes, I'm going to go to the Denver Indianapolis game, and I am not sold on Daniel Jones. I know he played great. We talked about this today. I can tell you, and I've heard it said, and I will echo it, that if this young man can show up and play like that week in and week out, I could predict him having a very good year and being possibly, I don't want to say comeback player, but possibly MVP talks. I know it's only week one, but I'm just not a Daniel Jones fan. I don't think he can keep it up. Both these teams, picked up a win to start the season in week one. And Indianapolis was very dominant against the Miami team that I'm just still stunned didn't show up at all on either side of the ball. They
Yeah.
just didn't show up. I think Denver is great at creating pressure and causing chaos. I think once you put heat on Daniel Jones and you disrupt him, he just doesn't have what it takes to overcome that. So I'm looking for Denver to show up. I don't think, like I said, Daniel Jones is the answer to Indy. I just think Denver's a better team, both sides of the ball, and I'm going to take the Broncos to win on the road, and I'm going to lay the 1 point. You could just say play it on the money line, but way I look at it is if they win, they got to win by at least one.
Yeah.
So if they lose, they lose. So money line's not going to help you if by not laying the 1 point. So I'm going to go ahead. Money's better, not much difference by laying 1 point than it is on the money line. So I'm going to take Denver -1. And I think, honestly, I'll predict they win by double digits.
Yeah, I'm really shocked that it's only 1 point.
Yeah.
Okay, so yes, Daniel Jones, he looked good on a Miami defense. I mean, Miami just looks lost as a whole organization. It almost seems like few more games like this, they're gonna lose, and bye bye, coach. Like that's what it looks like to me.
It's
But
crazy, though. It's week two. And you know
yeah,
that? Somebody started a GoFundMe page to rent an airplane to fly a banner over the stadium to fire him. And
wow,
they raised enough money. So the plane was chartered. and they're going to fly it over. It was $900. They're going to fly the banner over the stadium to fire him.
That's
And it's
crazy.
only week 2,
Yeah.
but the
Sounds
loss
like a
was
Bears
so
fan.
it was the loss was so devastating.
It
I
was.
mean, and I said it the other day. Predict a healthy Tua early in the season is a good bet, but
Yeah.
they took it to them. The Colts, take your hats off to the Colts, but was it a fluke? I guess we're going to find out this week.
I think there's no more respect in the coaching staff.
Yeah,
That's what it seems like.
it could be, could
I
be.
could be wrong, but
There's a
maybe they turn around next week, but I highly doubt it because they played Miami. Denver's defense, me, top 5, top 3 in the
Mhm.
NFL right now.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Good luck. Good luck, buddy. Good
That
luck,
had
beating
it had
Denver.
a lot to do too. I mean, there's so much more into my reasoning for these picks, but I don't want to sit here and turn this
Yeah.
into a 45-minute video.
Yeah.
So I was only going to go with 3, and I'm only going to go with 3, but I'm going to throw a compensatory pick
What you
out
got?
there, and I'm doing this just because I'm a Cowboys fan, and I think the game between Dallas and the Giants this week at AT&T Stadium, I am taking the Cowboys. This is not a heartfelt bet. I'm not doing it because I'm a fan. I just think, and the hardest part about this bet is that it's a rivalry game,
Yeah.
and they always play each other tough. Normally, I would say take the points because that's usually the way the games go. That when you get a rivalry game, Dallas and Washington, Dallas Giants, Dallas Eagles, you saw that last Thursday with the Eagles game. These teams show up to play each other.
Yeah.
There's so much hatred between them. And, many years ago, I know it's been ancient, but, you beat the Cowboys. It was like, winning your Super Bowl. They were the team that you wanted to take down in the division.
Yep.
So I know Dallas gave up a lot on their defense, the yardage to the Eagles last week, 302 yards to be exact.
But
I'm
they
sorry.
did well, though.
Let me back that up. This was Dallas, yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to read it because I couldn't write it all down. Total yards collected was 307, total yards, 119 rushing, 5.5 yards per play, 22 first downs, and 7 of 11 rate on third down tries. So defensively, gave up 8 of 13 on third downs tries against the Eagles. So they did give up a lot. Well, that was the Super Bowl champs.
But
Um,
one thing, though, they did stop Barkley at 60 yards.
Yes,
I
they
mean,
sure did. Yep,
pretty
they shut
impressive.
down. If they could have contained Hurt Hurts, and I do believe there was some misholding calls on some of those scrambles. But
Yeah.
then again, and I'm not just saying it because I'm a fan. I'm just telling you,
Right?
just
No,
while watching it, I believe
mhm.
there was some missed holding calls that should have called at least one of those touchdowns back, in my opinion. Not saying they wouldn't have scored it anyway, but you can't give a team like that anything. You sure can't give them an inch, that's for sure. So I think the Cowboys have plenty of opportunity to move that ball up and down the field. We know they've got, firepower in the quarterback, whether I believe in him or not, doesn't matter. And then you got outstanding receiving core. And, you know, the running back showed up. So if defense can correct some, and also we're talking Russell Wilson. And no disrespect to Wilson. I loved him when he was with Seattle. I thought he did decent, okay, tried when he was with Denver, but he's older.
Yep.
And I think the younger defense on Dallas can contain him. And if they can contain him, I think they can stop the Giants from moving that ball. And I think that's another one I'll predict. I believe Dallas could win this game by double digits. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Cowboys -6. It was, I believe, 5.5. Um, if I'm not mistaken, but yeah, it's now 6 to what I see. So I'm going to go ahead and lay the 6 points as an extra pick and take the Cowboys at home to beat the Giants. And again, I predict it to be in, by 10 or more points.
So the crazy thing is, we basically picked just about every single team. So again, I Giants coming to Dallas. I was really impressed the way Dallas played against the Eagles. We just talked about it. Um, I like the way that Dak looked. You're playing at home, and the Giants looked silly. Yes, Russell Wilson is older. You're right. The line is probably going to pressure him a lot. He's probably going to make a few mistakes. I see, like you, I see double digit, so I'm taking Dallas -6.
Wow.
I'm doing, yeah, and yeah, I hardly ever
That
take
hurt.
Dallas.
Are you okay? Do I need to you
I
know
mean,
what?
that it was my hands were shaking, like, don't do it. But
You
I
know, I
mean, I see I see a Dallas team. Even though they lost last week, I see 2 years ago Dallas.
well,
That's what
I
I see.
tell you what, I was gonna send out a welfare check for you on, Monday night against that Bears game. I thought, "You poor thing," and I saw the abuse you took on our friendly text line,
Yep,
that
yep.
we text, back and forth, but
I
anyway,
went to
that's
bed at
our
1 o'clock. I could not sleep. That's how mad I was.
I bet. I've been there. I've been
But
there, buddy.
my
As a
fourth
Cowboy
one is a
fan.
guarantee win. But I'm not laying no points. I'm doing money line.
Yeah,
It's Cleveland coming to Baltimore. With Baltimore losing against the Bills the way they did, I think they pounce on Cleveland, but I just don't know if they're gonna make that same fourth quarter mistake or not.
right?
So my pick, Baltimore money line. They're playing at home and they're gonna just dominate.
Yeah. Good pick. Good pick. You know, and I'll be honest with you, I looked over several games, and I could probably put another 3 or 4 games out there that I like.
Yeah,
But I learned over the years, less is more. In this case, you look at, the games that you feel really strong about, and you just pick a few and try to go undefeated and keep it on the positive side. And the more you pick, the percentages are against you. That's why those
yeah,
parlays pay as much as they do. Is because it's tough. It's tough to pick 3 teams, let alone, 6 or 7, even straight bets.
right.
So,
Yeah.
I'm good with it. Once again,
Okay,
I'm going
I got you
Washington
down.
+3. I'm going Denver -1. I'm going the Lions -6, and I'm going the Cowboys -6 at home. And that's my picks for this week.
All
And,
right.
if you guys out there have your picks, agree, disagree with us, let us know. Send us a chat.
Yeah,
We'll try to do better at responding. This is not our full-time job. We do this for fun. And sometimes we may not get right back to you because we didn't see it immediately. Because once we turn this mic off and this camera, I don't just sit here. So, I don't know what you do, KJ. You might
I
sit
feel
there.
like this.
Yeah. Just watch it till somebody replies. Somebody send us a message. But we we ask you to continue to like. We appreciate you watching, and we welcome your comments and your input, good, bad, ugly, and different. So,
Yep. And just to recap mine, Green Bay -3, Bears +6, Dallas -6, and Baltimore money line. Like you said, put it down in the comments. Tell us who you got this week. You might maybe change my mind on making some other picks.
sounds good. Well,
All right.
good luck to everybody,
Good luck.
and we will talk to you again next week. Until
Peace.
then, peace out.